everybody, Doug Collins here, GenXGuy.com. Just in my office, and I just got inspired to kind of shoot a random video, so not sure what I'm going to say here or what I'm going to do, but I'm just here in my office, and I just, I guess what I wanted to do was kind of just show you a little bit about who I am in my life here, but you've kind of been seeing some videos and different background sceneries of different areas that I've been shooting, but I seem to spend most of my time in my office, so I wanted to kind of show you a little around my office, and tell you some stories and show you some stuff that means some things to me. So I want to come over here and show you my bookshelf. Here's my bookshelf. These are all the books that I read this year. So on the top shelf are all the books here that I read this year. These are all my magazines. I get a couple of subscriptions. I've got Success Magazine, a couple other ones coming that I like to read on a regular basis. And these are some books that I've read in the years past. Quite a few shelves here, but I guess what I wanted to tell you a little bit about books is somebody inspired me many, many years ago to read. And actually, I'm going to show you a picture of him right here. Just one second. Right here. That's my dad. Bless his soul. Dad died quite a few years ago, but tell you a little bit about my dad was, my dad really inspired me as a kid. My dad sold life insurance. He had that entrepreneur. My dad was an entrepreneur, and he sold life insurance all my life, right up until he passed away. That would have been 10 years ago. And my dad was a real encourager, a real inspirer. He touched many, many lives. But he was also a big personal development guy, bought a lot of personal development books. Probably in the last number of years, he really kind of got close to God and the Lord, and he bought a lot of religious books and inspiring books that way. But many years, a lot of business things and things like that, and he really inspired me. And I posted on Facebook, I don't know, a couple months ago about one tape series that I dug out and I listened to. And I remember when I was 20, maybe 21, Dad kind of sharing that with me, saying listen to it, and I did. But it was kind of good and stuff, but it didn't impact me like it did now. It didn't impact me. So it's one of those things when when the student's ready, it means something different. So my father was a very big inspiration for me, and before Dad died, he wanted to leave 3 things for me, and he said this to me when he was dying. 3 things that he cherished the most, that I cherish the most today, and what he wanted to leave to me was his books, his library, his gold chain that he cherished, and his Bible. And anybody that knew my dad knew that he carried this Bible with him. He had it all marked up and written and sticky notes, and I still have it, and I still cherish it as a precious item for me, because it's part of him in it, and you can see his handwriting and his notes, and you can see different verses that meant a lot to him, and it's very powerful. So anyways, that's a little bit about my father, but I'm going to kind of go back to this board and explain it to you, but go back to here. This is what I call my dream board. I got a lot of precious stuff on here. You go over here. I got my. This is my my personal cherish board, or whatever you want to call it. Just things that I really cherish in my life. Over here is my dream board. These are the things that I aspire to, where I'm going, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to achieve. Things that kind of get me up every day and get me excited. These are the things that make me feel thankful and appreciative of the things that I'm grateful. I think it's very important to feel grateful and appreciate things on a regular basis. And just, I come down here in the mornings and I just look at it, and it just continues to remind me of all the wonderful things. So, there's my card I got from my kids quite a few years ago. Number 1, Dad, still have it. Appreciate that very much. Here's a retirement card I got. Darlene, if you're watching this, you're going to probably laugh, but a little story on that is you've probably seen my story. You've probably heard my story in one of these videos here by now, but I worked in the corporate world for 24 years. Many who are probably watching this video probably know me from my previous career, but worked my way up into a senior director position. 2 years ago, the organization decided they were going to sell off part of the Canadian business to a competitor. My job became redundant. I took a package and left. The interesting thing was 2 years prior to that, I started a home-based business, and you know, that was a point where, you know, I dug deep and I really kind of did some soul searching, and you know, I always wanted to be a home-based business entrepreneur. I always wanted to be self-employed. I always wanted to have that freedom like my dad had. You know, be home with my kids. You know, I want to work the hours that I want to work when I feel like working them. I want to work with the people that I want to work with. I want to enjoy life. And that was at the point where I made that decision that I was going to make my part-time home-based business my full-time endeavor. And it was the best choice I ever made. So it's been almost 2 years now. So, you know, I keep that retirement card very close. I keep it as an inspiration. I keep it as a reminder of that decision that I made that makes me get up every day and keep going and keep sharing the message and keep inspiring others. So, so that's very important to me. I wanted to show you a couple other things here. There's Benji. Benji, if you're watching this, hi babe. Benji's my fiance, so that's our little picture there. Here's another thing. I've carried this in my wallet, but I don't know if you can see it from the glare, but, you know, Life's Daily Menu. That was from Ed Foreman. I took that. It was a course that I took many, many years ago. But Ed, you know, Ed talks about the daily menu. Every day you get to wake up, you can either smile or frown. It's your choice. So I use that as an inspiration. I've got one of those in my wallet. I keep it here. My kids, my family knows that I've kind of posted it around the house every once in a while. And, you know, you get to choose how you want to start the day. You can look at the downside or you can look at the positive side. So find some positives. Build yourself a little thank you gratification board, and kind of go from there. So anyways, the video's getting kind of long. I want to show you one more thing. I think it would be kind of cool. So there's my desk. There's my desk. I want to show you one more thing here. Is this is kind of interesting. I was at a framing place just down the road, probably back in the spring, earlier this year sometime, and I looked on the wall and I seen this framed piece of art, and I said, I gotta have it. I've never seen it. The first time I've seen that in years, and it brought me back to about 12-15 years ago. I had a home-based business in Halifax, Nova Scotia, a company called Healthy Living Nutrition, and where we brought speakers in. We did a lot of education on health and wellness and some nutrition products and things like that. And we brought a speaker in who was a dynamic speaker. He was a medical doctor, and at the end of his lecture, he put up a slide. It was overhead slides, and the slide was, "Don't ever give up." And I found this print at this framing store down the street, and I had to buy it. So it's here it's on my frame. If you look at that, I'm sure maybe you've seen that floating around the internet, but it says, "Don't ever give up." So, you know, it's don't ever give up. And that reminds me not to give up. And actually, if you just give me 1 second here, if I take this down. Yeah, see, look, I got there's the original acetate slide from, geez, that's got to be 12, 15 years old. I just taped it on the back. So when I went and bought that, they were going to package it up. So I said I'd be back later today. And I came home and I dug through all my boxes and my files. And I found that slide. So I just taped it on the back. So they're going to stay together. That's sort of one of my prized possessions. So, you know, it just reminds me, never give up. Go after your dreams, right? So it's, yeah, it's kind of cool. So there you go, random video. Sorry for going on so long, but I just kind of want to show you a little bit about me, a little bit about what I do, my life, my past, my family a little bit. So it's kind of a random video, and hopefully you found it entertaining. So it's a Friday afternoon. I'm just kind of having fun, relaxing a little bit, working, had a good busy day today. So I'm going to get back to work now. That's my break. It's over. I was glad to share it with you, and I hope you have a terrific weekend, and I hope you're having a terrific day, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.